Hi, I'm Conni Todd, Senior Partner with Clearwater Consulting Group, and I'm sitting here with my client, Crystal Williams, who's with Fleetcor. And Crystal, I hear you've got a new title in the last 48 hours.
Actually, the last week, yes, thank you. I am the Chief Human Resources Officer with Fleetcor here in Norcross, Georgia.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about how we ended up partnering. And we came into your world because your engagement scores were low.
Yes.
And you wanted to do something about that. So
Yes.
say a little bit about that
Yes.
partnership and how it unfolded.
Yes, well, Fleetcor has grown, as you know, by acquisition. And we've done over 60 acquisitions in the almost 16-year history of the company. And when you have that many people coming together and you're growing that fast, sometimes the cultures don't mesh, and certainly sometimes you promote people before they're ready. And so as part of that engagement study, we found that our managers just weren't prepared.
Yeah, we noticed that when we came in and had an opportunity to jump into your first line managers. They were very skilled and smart at
Their
productivity.
jobs. Yes,
at productivity,
exactly.
but some of their leadership skills, they just didn't have the tools.
That's correct. They did
So
not have the
why did
tools.
you decide to start at that level as opposed to senior level? Because usually in the companies the organizations that we go into and do teamwork and management programs and leadership development, we tend to want to start at a higher level. But you had a
Yes.
strategy about it.
We at Fleetcor are very results driven. We're worrying about the next acquisition because that is part of our growth strategy. We are worried about how we're going to make the next new product to bring in more revenue, and we're not so focused on the people. That's my role in HR. And I knew at the time, until I could show tangible results, I wasn't going to get very much funding. And so we decided to create a grassroots effort, starting at those frontline managers and teaching them how to be great managers. And as you remember, that's what we named our program, teaching them the tools, particularly around coaching. And that has taken off so well, not only here in the U.S., but around the globe, that now leaders are involved in our training as well.
Yeah, we've trained, over 500 great managers in that course that we developed initially.
Yes.
And as a result, it's led to other things, to your point, and
Yes.
various levels. So we have a great leader program
That's
that we
correct.
do at Fleetcor. We have several other ones. We do a lot of work with the various teams
Yes.
within Fleetcor. Say more about the different functional areas that we've impacted, and maybe even talk a little bit about what the impact has been. What's the
Yes.
greatest takeaway?
Yes. So we've worked, we started out by functional areas. So first we started in sales, then we moved on to service, then we moved on to the leaders. So you've touched just about IT, you've touched just about every part of our organization. And as we've gone through the process, I think the biggest thing we've gotten out of it, or the biggest outcome, has been the common language of coaching. So before, we were more or less, the manager would say, this is what you need to do, this is how you need to do it, as opposed to coaching for performance. And now that we have that common language of coaching for performance, we're all using it. And one great success story is with one of our sales manager, because he took all of these tools to heart and learned them and studied them. He uses them, and he has been Sales Manager of the Year for 2 years running.
Good old Bill. Yes,
right.
That's
That's
awesome.
right.
Congratulations
Yes,
to Bill.
Yes.
So we've done a lot of work even with your global HR team.
We have.
We've gone from A to Z. We've done some coaching with some of your leaders.
Yes.
We've also come in and done leadership development and a whole lot of teamwork.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what our relationship is and how it's transitioned over the years.
Surely. Well, when you first came in, as you remember, you were definitely hired trainers.
Thanks, Crystal.
I'm sorry. I know. We've been friends a long time, and I hate to be so blunt, but I am blunt. You have evolved into a role, you at Clearwater have evolved into a role of trusted advisor. And how that evolved was, we started with a great manager, and we said, okay, let's take it to Europe. But we wanted to get the best bang for our buck, so we said, let's train the leaders while we're there too. So we created the Great Leader Program. And the leaders gave you guys a bit of a hard time. I wasn't able to go with you, and they came back and they said, you know what, you need to know more about Fleetcor before you're going to be truly effective. And this was not long into our relationship. This was probably 8-9 months into the relationship.
Yes.
And when you got back and shared that feedback, I said, you know what? Those leaders are absolutely right. And so I feel like I've brought you more into the fold of Fleetcor, and Clearwater is truly a trusted advisor. I call you on many, many things that can or not be related to the current training that we're undergoing. As a reference to that point, as you know, we're working with recruiting now, trying to recruit customer service reps because our turnover is just through the roof, and we're convinced we're not hiring the right people from the beginning. So therefore, you've introduced us to a hiring assessment tool that we're beta testing, and the managers are loving it, the candidates are loving it, and that never would have happened without the trusted advisor role.
So tell me, what is it about Clearwater that makes you keep coming back for advice around the various functional areas, leadership, recruiting, team alignment? What is it about our firm that stands out that's different than other firms you've worked with?
Well, unlike hired training managers, you actually come in, get to know us, collaborate with us on what product we're going to try to produce, and help us measure the results, which is key at Fleetcor. You have to be able to measure results of any initiative in order to get at that initiative going for the long term.
Well, we've enjoyed our work with you, and we want to thank you for spending the time with us today. Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you.